Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. It's not May 4th today, but we're going to celebrate like it is because every day is Star Wars Day on Ted Davies Artistry. But I have an awesome guest today. You guys know him. He's an amazing, amazing creator. I consider him a friend. The Eric Hawkins is in the green room right now, backstage, waiting patiently while I do all my shtick. New hat, new internet. Hopefully everything goes well. And let's have some fun. May the 4th be with you. Like I said, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ted Davies Artistry. If you don't know what this channel is about, what you're going to learn about right now. I am a creative. I'm an artist, an author, a collector, and a publisher now. I got a lot of titles now. I've been called worse, but hopefully you guys enjoy this station, because what we do is we bring creativity to you, and hopefully you guys can learn a few things about it and build your creativity as well. So I like to bring up first my sponsors. I have two sponsors here. Cashman's Comics. You guys all know John in Bay City, Michigan. He's been there 26 years. Cashman's Comics. Check out everything that he does, whether it's new comics, vintage comics. If you need something for your collection, get in touch with John. He is awesome at cashmanscomics.com. And say hello to Petey the guard dog as well, if you're lucky enough to go down to the shop. We also have a new sponsor. This one is close to my heart, because anything that deals with caffeine, it's good with me, especially with comics. So, but check out everything that Northern Grounds does, northerngrounds.coffee. Check them out. They have a different spin on coffee naming. They have coffee like Make It So Espresso. It's very nerd-based, very pop culture-based. But the way that they roast coffee is just, it's impeccable. So I really, really want you to check them out and order some up. Get caffeinated. Use Caffeinate TED 2022 as your promo code, and they should give you a little bit of a discount on that too while you get caffeinated. So, all right, so let's move on a little bit. We'll get to the comments in a section and to Eric here. I do a little side note on things now called Ted's Library, and I want to talk about not only the publications that I received in the mail, by the way, Memoirs of an Angel. Incredible, incredible series. But I want to talk about the creator, because he's also got the Nebulizer 2 out right now. This was actually the Nebulizer 1. Brian Rodman is a force to be reckoned with. Not only because he's a great creative as far as an artist and author, but because of his wife, Robin. They are a dynamic duo when it comes to comic books in general. I'm not going to say indie comics, because I think that that's going to be something of a misnomer, because I think comics is comics. So when I'm going to have them on the show, because I really think that they are both, they complement each other so well. And I think that you guys could learn something from how they do business. But as far as the creative side of it, Brian is brilliant, and I really want to showcase him. So check out everything that Brian Rodman's doing, Memoirs of an Angel or the Nebulizer. Nebulizer's still on Kickstarter right now, Nebulizer 2. And yeah, check everything out that they're doing, because it's awesome. Okay, I think we're there. So let's see. I'm going to bring the man of the hour in. How's it going, man?
It's going great. Can't be better.
I appreciate you doing this live too, because I know.
Hey, no problem. Hey, I was happy to take half a day off work.
All right, cool. Let's see who we got here first. Let's see who everybody's here. We got Carl, Donna. Good morning, guys. We got John Celestri. Man, we got some big news with that. We'll talk this today a little bit about John and what we've got going. Cool. Let's see who else. We got Shabby. I don't know Shabby.
Shabby. I'll tell you who Shabby is.
Tell me who Shabby is.
Shabby's a Czech artist and creator of Vestry, which they're getting ready to on their 5th issue coming up this fall or spring or fall or summer. I distribute it stateside for them.
Excellent. Okay. We'll put the link in that too. Hey, Shabby, make sure you're following us. If everybody could like and share this out too, that would be great for both Eric and myself. Glenn B. Fleming. Oh, we know that guy, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So another great personality and publisher from the UK, which I'm proud to say is pretty influential in my book. So hello, Glenn. How you doing? Okay. So I think that the internet's working pretty good. You guys let me know. Everything's new now, everything. So hopefully we've got, keep your fingers crossed. We don't have any problems. Thank you. You've had a really, this particular Kickstarter that you've got right now is done so well. We were talking earlier, but I've invested in it. Obviously, these are the first 3 books that 4 books. Actually, I got the extra cover. So, but this Zombieful World of Oz, I really don't know what to say about it that hasn't been already said. I love this thing. This
ash can
is awesome. This is one of my favorites. When you offered that on the last Kickstarter, I'm like, I didn't know I was going to like it. I love the other books, but I really like this. I don't know.
Well, a lot of people are doing ash cans now. I don't do them that often. I didn't do one with this campaign, but I thought I would do it last campaign. I had fun time putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I know it was well, you're pretty prolific. I mean, because it takes me, I know I've got other stuff, broadcasting and everything else, publishing, all that other thing, but it takes me a while to get things I've obviously put into motion and then done.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, I really respect the fact that you're really regimented. I mean, at least from my standpoint, you've got, and your wife might say, he's not, but your structure seems like you've got, okay, this is what you do. You set your goal and you complete it.
Mm-hmm.
That's you. I mean, that's just the way you are. But you do it in a way that the art is actually really very good. You know what I mean? You're not doing it half ass. You're doing it something to where it's actually, it's great. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Is that do I hear birds?
I don't hear any birds.
Okay. They're out here apparently.
Oh. Nope, I don't hear you.
Okay. Weird. Anyway.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Well, and it's my privilege, really, because there's really nothing to be more said about it. The campaign's doing so well. We'll talk about that in a minute. Pete's in the house. Good morning, Pete. How you doing? Yeah, that's good. I'm glad we got Shabby in. That's great. So tell everybody about what you're doing. Why did you get started with Zombieful? Out of anything you could do, why not vampires in Oz or something? What was...
Zombies were hot. That's the main thing. Zombies were hot.
Okay.
And right. I've been wanting to do my own comic for quite a few years. And but I'm Eric Hawkins. Nobody knows who I am. So my own character, nobody's going to know who it is. If I pick something out of the public domain and with a hot commodity with it, combine them, people will be drawn to it.
Okay.
So that's pretty much where it came from. I mean, there was inspirations. At first, it was going to be like a zombie and freak show. Now that's sirens. That's me.
Yeah. Okay. They're coming for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I did want to do a freak show comic book with zombies, and then that spiraled into Oz.
Okay. And I don't think it's bad at all because it fits. Listen, the whole story, the premise of the story of Dorothy being in a mental institution. I mean, that whole thing just melts. I mean, it is a kid's book in some respects, but it's not a kid's book. Brian, good morning. How you doing, sir? What is going on, man?
They're coming after me.
I guess, man. The zombies. They're driving the ambulance. What were the hangups? What were the things that didn't really like the holes to the story? Did it fall through? Did you really have to think everything through, or how did it work to where
the public domain stuff really I had to really dig deep into that to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And I didn't know at first that the slippers were silver in the books and ruby in the movie. I mean, I just assumed they were ruby in the books too. I knew there were books, and once I started getting into the research of it and all the the books, which I read all the books after that.
Sure.
I found out how creepy Oz is.
Yeah, it's a head trip.
The
It
books
is,
are a
isn't it?
little
Yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to incorporate that into mine. The hurdles I had to overcome was actually keeping up a good schedule within myself to stay focused. I started out working on the book traditionally, which is time consuming, resource consuming.
Yeah. The preacher of the choir, bro. Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've done with Brian. I did a couple books, and I was still doing traditional with him. And man, I'd be drawing my gutters. I'm going through nibs every other day on the going across the straight edge. It's, even if I had a raised straight edge for inking, I'm still destroying nibs. So I've transitioned to digital. I'm very happy that I did that.
Good, that's great.
Yeah. But I still draw some traditional stuff.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, you have to if you want to be able to sell anything. Yeah.
Sure. I'm well, and that's a big key of it all for me. I mean, I'm switching over a little bit to digital, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and as far as covers go, I think they're always going to be traditional covers, in watercolor, but interiors might not. I don't know. I'm going to try to marry the media. I don't know if I can do it yet, but I know I can do it. It's just how. So, and I'll figure it out, but it's just taking me a little bit of time, but that's good though. Do you feel like you're reaching the goals, not financially, but you feel like you're reaching the story goals that you wanted? I know you talked about trade paperback versus comic and all that.
Yeah. So when I started out, the goal was to get to a point where I could offer a trade paperback to people and to continue multiple story arcs. The first story arc was issues 1 through 3.
Yeah.
It's still, you can pick up 4 and you'll know what's going on. 4 is almost a standalone story, but it does kick off at the next story arc. But 4 revolves around the Tin Man and how he gets his original heart back. Then that's going to lead into the Wheelers.
Okay. How dark does it get? Is it really?
4 is a little dark. 4 is a little dark, and 5 is going to be even darker.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. That's good. I don't knock it.
Yeah, they're getting. I mean, there's some lightness to it, but as the story progresses, it's going to get darker and darker as we learn more about Oz. The Tin Man, especially, how he lost his heart in the first place, lost his entire body. Then him getting his heart back, which is he never gets his heart back in Oz. He's given a
clock
heart full with sawdust.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
got it.
Yeah. So I went a different direction than that, because I thought it was cool the way I draw him with that porthole in his chest.
Yeah, right.
His heart in there beating. So
that's great. And you also have you've been dabbling with 3D printing. Show that. Isn't that one of the resins that you are selling with?
So this one right here is one of So that's one I printed and painted myself.
So good, dude. Let me bring that up.
I even I digitally sculpted it myself. It was my first foray into digital sculpting.
It looks so good.
There was many fails.
Did you make him hollow, or how did you do it? Yeah.
There's some that aren't hollow, and they're heavy.
I would fiber optic the heck out of that thing and make that thing glow. Make that
what
furnace
I would like
glow,
to
man.
do.
Yeah.
If I knew how, I don't know yet, but the porthole, I would have liked to have made that, hollowed that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then came in later, or had a heart in there and took some clear resin and put in there and hardened over that. I'm not that far yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's still
it's time consuming learning a new program and how to use it.
I mean, but when we were kids, man, because you're the same age I am, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
well, you're older than me.
Am I? Well,
by a couple months.
Okay. Okay. When we were kids, though, this is like, I mean, stereolithography happened when we were in college or whatever, or even Dad was doing stuff like that at Ford that early on in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But we're amongst gods, being able to create this. I wouldn't have thought when I was a kid that you're going to be able to print anything off at home like that. We were using dot matrix printers when we were kids,
Yeah. And even when the technology did come about where they were offering home printers,
right,
they're still out of the price range for most people.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it'd be so cool. I'll never be able to get one. And now I have one. I print, I can't find Moon Knight statues, so I print them myself.
Right. You heard it here first. Yeah, right.
And And a lot of people are making money on it too. They're making stuff they can sell. They can
Yeah.
sell design.
Well,
You can't see back there, but in the very back there,
mhm.
behind all the G.I. Joe figures, there's a Cobra bat back there. And I designed a like charging station for him with 3 monitors and stuff. And I've sold that on Etsy. Just the files. I'm not printing it out.
Right.
I'm just selling the files for people to print.
I mean, the marketing side of that is huge. There's so, and you can sell them worldwide. It's all digital. So yeah, it's just, I think that you're going to be sitting on a little bit of your idea. You're going to be up at night, waking up at night, thinking about the opportunities you're going to be having.
Well, I don't go to bed about 2 anyway, so yeah, I'm up all night.
I talked to Damien a lot, working on the figures that he's got. By the way, they're going out this week. Donna, just so you know, the figures that he was working on with Grimm and everything else with Archimedes. And it's like, I mean, the time it takes to sculpt and maneuver and 3D develop all of these, it blows my mind. I know in architecture, doing 3D models were one thing, but that's still in a virtual thing. Now this is, it's insane, because then you've got all these, I mean, it's literally morphing out of the, it's layer upon layer upon layer. It's nuts.
It's really not something you can sit there and watch.
No, not yet. Not yet. Eventually, I'm sure we'll be click a button and it'll produce it. But
the one Moon Knight statue I did, it's about 6 inches tall, which is about as tall as I can go on my resin printer. It was 9 hours to print.
So did you do it have it run all night, or what was the
early in the morning I put it on, then I went about my day. I worked and stuff. Then we were on the comic book spectrum, and I told those guys, "Oh shoot, it's going to get done in the middle of the show. I wanted to see it." And Clyde reminded me. He goes, "How's your print doing?" I'm like, "My print." I thought he meant I was printing something. Oh, I ran upstairs. Oh, it's done. I brought it down.
That's cool. Last week was it? No, he wasn't there.
Ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago. I believe Clyde will be back this week though.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
The issue is 10
and it is one of my favorite shows. I love that show.
Oh, thanks. So it's fun to do with those guys.
Fab 4, Fab 5, whoever's on is good, but it's very enjoyable. Okay, so let's we're going to talk about Star Wars here for a second, and then we're going to get into your Kickstarter. Well, first memory, Star Wars. Since we're talking,
going to the theater and see it in '77.
Yeah. Do you remember the lines? I remember the lines. They were.
I don't remember the lines personally. All I remember about it is seeing the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first movie I remember seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was my mom and dad, my brother and me, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle and his girlfriend, and that's the only time I remember all of us going to a movie together. Yeah. Now, Brian would have had to have been 2, so he wouldn't have remembered anything about it anyway. But yeah, I remember all of us going and seeing it, then the toys and everything about it. And I was going to put up, I got Slave 1 up here. I was going to put the Millennium Falcon up here. I do have a 79 Millennium Falcon, but it's missing some pieces. I was going to put it up there. It's like, man, it's just too big.
Awesome. That was a grail when I was a kid. Owning that would have been, I mean, I didn't have anything to worry about when I was a kid. My parents were awesome, but that would have been awesome. I had, behind the Star Wars #2, first appearance of Ben Kenobi, Han Solo, and Chewbacca, is the 1978 R2D2 full size. But he's back there. But anyway, he's hiding right now. But
yeah, my original Millennium Falcon I ruined with smoke bombs.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know what it was Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. Well, I had the Death Star, so that was it. That was the pinnacle of. I think it was Atari one year, and then it was Death Star, then Atari. I'm like, oh my god, within 2 years, it should have been.
The Death Star was a cool playset. I wish we still had it.
Right? I know. I mean, I've got bits and pieces still, and I still remember the, sliding the cardboard. You remember the cardboard panel that they had for the outside, and the best was the trash compactor. That thing was the best.
That's what hung around the most. We'd always find
foam or whatever.
The knob to turn it.
Yeah, right.
And the monster. The monster was always hanging around.
Yep.
In a 5-gallon bucket of Legos, we'd always find the monster in there.
Right.
When we were kids. It's like, where do you come from?
I was going through some of the because I've got a bunch of Star Wars stuff, like land speeders, that kind of stuff. And I remember the day I got the land speeder. I remember it was at Kresge's at Livonia Mall. I remember the night that I went there because my mom was yelling at me, "You really don't need that," And I'm like, but it, I mean, here I am, 7 years old, selling it to her. I ended up getting it. But anyway, yeah, even now, I mean, I was talking to, we were talking about drinking with the Davies. It has been such an effect with the kids too. It's generational for my family, and I know for many families it has been, but it's so essential in our household. I mean, our kids are always involved in it. I still think Rogue One is still the best one out of all of them. I think Rogue One's my favorite. I mean,
the whole
Empire
movie or
Strikes
just the
Back.
last 5 minutes?
What's that? The last
The
5
whole
minutes?
movie or just the last 5 minutes of
The
it?
last 5 minutes, but whatever. Whatever. It's still. I tell you, I saw it in ultra HD on my TV when we got up here, when we moved up here, and it's the first DVD I bought, Blu-ray I bought, and I'm like, it's like the first time you heard a CD compared to tape.
Really?
I remember the day. I know what album I had, everything, and the clarity, and then watching it on here in full HD, I'm like, wow. I mean, just incredible. Anyway, the visuals were insane. And then watching how the development of the video games over the years, what we had in our era, the Atari 2600s and everything.
Yeah.
And then what I played with the kids on the computer, which was pretty sweet. And now it's just insane. I mean, just incredible what you can
they
do
keep
now.
getting better and better. I think one of my favorite ones was on the N64 that I don't remember which one it was, but I remember flying around the snow speeder and stuff.
Oh yeah. Best. I didn't even know what do they call it? Repel craft. It's a repelling craft or whatever. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't realize that and I never thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I guess they don't have engines like that, like you do on a Starfighter, like on an X-Wing. Anyway, okay. Enough geeking on that. Favorite character in Star Wars? You say Jar Jar Binks, but we're off the air right now.
It's hard. Growing up, it was always Luke. For me, it was always Luke.
Yeah.
Most guys, it was either Luke or Han. That's how it came down to when we're growing up. It's always been Luke with me. But yeah, I really lean towards Boba Fett nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. R2D2, man. C-3PO and R2D2 were those are the first two action figures I ever got at Checkers drugstore in Detroit. And I remember it. I remember the day I got them. That's how epic it was for me. But I was 6 and 7, years old, so it was just a different time. Then Boba Fett came out, which that's the first appearance of Boba Fett in comic book. Just so you know, I know you know. But
I know.
Speaking of which, we've got John Celestri in the queue. By the way, say hello to John, everybody. Make sure everybody knows that he is. He's canon, man. When it comes to Star Wars, that's it.
I got Boba Fett right there.
Yep.
I got you 2 Boba Fetts. So you got the
original
Funko Pop Boba Fett on his throne.
Yep. Then
one of the newest Black Series Boba Fett's. Then you got Han on Tauntaun right there.
I've got the Tauntaun. I've got those. One of the legs doesn't stand upright, so it's like constantly.
My original Tauntaun is still around somewhere, but one of the horns is chewed off from a puppy.
Really?
and something sliced the toes off one of the foot really clean. Like, okay. I mean, it's real clean.
like a lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl says Obi-Wan. He likes him quite a bit. And then Pete says R2D2 like me. I think R2 is like, it's funny. I was going to say something real quick. The video games are actually better than the movies. The video games get better and the movies kind of And I'm not, the last movie just tore me up because of everything, hearing Chewbacca wail when Leia died, all that. I mean, that was just too much, me going back to when I was a kid. I'm like, oh my God, and knowing that I don't know, it's life, I guess, but it still tears you up. But the video games seem to be getting better as the movies kind of slide.
Well, the video games and the book series have always been really good.
Yep.
Especially when Dark Horse, took over the comic book series.
Yeah, right. And they're a good company anyway. I love Dark Horse, Hellboy and everything. So
I was about to say, well, Hellboy.
Yeah, right. So
Which
That's
oh,
the
I don't know
only
if you've
that's the
seen
only
this.
way that Star Wars could get better if Hellboy was in it. That looks so good. You printed that one?
I printed that one too.
That looks awesome, dude. Where did you get the model?
Thingiverse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free.
Mm-hmm. Good. It was expensive or no? A couple
No, it's
bucks?
free.
Oh, it's free. I thought you said
Everything
free.
on
Okay.
Thingiverse is free.
Oh, that's great.
There is so much stuff.
I wonder if Mike Mignola knows that, or his wife Christine knows about that. More importantly, she's the copyright person. Okay, so you're as far as the best story, you didn't tell me which movie that you liked the best.
Oh, it's Empire. Empire for me.
It is. I mean, that was such a unbelievable. It was mind blowing, and we waited 4 years for it after the original movie. It was absolutely mind blowing. So much happens in that movie.
I had read the novel right before I went and saw it in theaters. I remember I was mowing a yard, and my dad came by and said, "Hey, we're going to go to the movies. We're going to meet your Uncle Harold over at the theater." I'm like, "Okay."
Cool.
Put the mower up, got with him. We drove over, and I'd already read the book, so I knew what happened.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a paperback, about that thick.
Yep.
And I remember so much detail in the book. I still love the movie, but there's a lot more detail in the book reading it, especially when Luke gets his hand cut off and the smell and the burnt. Oh, yeah. I was like, well, I don't get that here in the theater, but I got it in the book.
He's kind of in a wind tunnel, so there's probably just,
Yeah, so that's always been my favorite. Now, if you move over to the TV shows, it's definitely The Mandalorian.
I mean,
Book of Boba Fett was okay. Obi-Wan's going to be spectacular.
The 6th episode of Book of Boba Fett was unbelievable. Unbelievable. With Luke and Grogu. We live in some great times, bro. Because, I mean, that was like epic. That was sick. That was just unbelievable. To see a young Luke again in that. Do you think it was a mistake Lucas selling?
For him or us?
In general. This is general. Well, it has to be handed off in some respect. He's not going to live forever. The stories will.
Right.
And they'll continue. But there's got to be a handoff at some point, right?
I mean, he chose Disney. You would think it's Disney, but then again, it's Disney. Because they haven't done much with anything they've purchased. Honestly. I mean, the Muppets. I mean, you don't hear much about them anymore. They own the Muppets and stuff like that. But George Lucas is a great idea guy. He is not a good writer. He's not a good writer at all. He's not a good director, but he's got the ideas.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the prequels. I mean, when I went and saw them, I was all gung ho about them, and then a few years later, I was like, I couldn't even watch these.
Yeah, right.
Except for the lightsaber fights. The lightsaber fights, yes, I can watch those.
I mean, Darth Maul, man. When Darth Maul came out with forget it. That was pretty epic.
Yeah, but everything else is just
like,
ugh.
And the music,
the acting, everything is bad. I know. And then you get the Star Wars, Disney Wars. And they're just, I don't know. I mean, look, I'd spent the last 30 years wanting to see a badass Luke Skywalker.
Right.
I've waited for that.
I don't want to see him.
I don't want
to milk an alien on the side of a mountain. I don't want to see that crap. What is that?
So that was extremely disappointing for me.
I was like, what was that? And Chris was just like, well, the thing had boobs. I'm like, I know it had boobs. I know. I understand that. I know what was that? Why was Luke doing that? Was he being like Yoda was with him, being, just this drunken Taoist mentality, just to, throw out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to throw her off. I mean, I don't know.
He was so optimistic. He wasn't like that.
Yeah, right.
Then to see him sucking on a space cow.
Yeah. I just don't understand that at all.
That's good.
Yeah, you're right. Like, exactly. I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm gonna puke right here.
No, the last one did have some fan service in it, which I did like.
Brian,
it was okay.
I got it. Hold on a second. Brian says Harrison Ford used to threaten Lucas, saying he'd tie Lucas to the chair and read his. Really?
That's what was it, Luke or was Harrison or Mark? It said, You could write this stuff, but nobody could say this crap.
Yeah. Okay, so in this, okay, Chris and I go back and forth. Now she doesn't remember going because she was only 3 or 4 about the when the stories came out, and that, so she only got to see it at home on the VHS and that. But then 97 happened. They redid everything. Do you like prior to that versus when he redid
Yes.
the?
Okay.
I agree.
There are some things I think are cool that they added.
Yeah.
Where it looked better.
Yeah.
But there's very few of those. I mean, especially when you go back and look at his redigitized versions now, the graphics are horrible in them. They were better being the practical effects in the first place.
I agree.
Now, I will say the Cloud City scenes where you see windows and the outside, that's pretty better. Cool. Yeah.
On best
but
that's pretty
Greedo's shooting first now. That just and they make it worse every time they try to fix it. I mean, it's just it's just horrible. And then
I mean, him walking over Jabba's tail, and that was kind of like, what?
I mean,
come on, dude. Why did you even have to bother with that? You know?
I mean, if he wanted to add that stuff, he should just add it as extras on a regular DVD. This is what we thought about doing, but didn't have the money to figure it out back then. That's really bad.
One of the things that really always bothered me was when Darth Vader and Ben are fighting in the New Hope at the Death Star right before Ben bites it. When they shoot straight on, he's got the lightsaber, and you can see they couldn't cover it because they had to airbrush whatever it was, however they did the lightsabers.
Oh, the rotoscope.
And it looks like a ball at the end of the stick when he's doing it. It looks terrible, but it's like, that's awesome.
It's like it's fizzling out.
Exactly. Yeah, right? It's like a cigarette that's going out. Yeah.
Now the biggest travesty of all the things they did fix was the music at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Well, I don't. Oh, yes.
They changed the Ewok celebration music. Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a Star Wars, like a buffet. It's like a cafeteria. You take what you want and then just move along, and that's remember what you want with it. But okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's start talking about your campaign. We're going to shift gears back. So if that's okay with you, I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah.
All right. So I know everybody on here is invested, and if you haven't, then you need to jump on this. And you've only got 5 days left to get this.
Oh, 4 days now. It's switched over already. Woohoo!
All right. So 4 days, and okay, go to it, man. Let's hear it.
So we launched on April 8th. We funded in 17 minutes.
Fantastic.
It's been going slow since then, but there's a backer at least.
How could it not? Day. I mean, how could it not, bro? Yeah. I mean,
there's like a backer every day, but then I lose a backer. Someone adjusts a pledge, which is fine by me. That's fine. Things happen, but it goes up, it goes down. I've watched a little graph go.
But if
you've got a crowdfunding campaign, you're staring at it every day.
Your thousands past the original.
Yeah, the goal was $1,500, and last year we funded quickly too, but it wasn't this quick. 17 minutes, then we blew through 4 stretch goals like in the first 2 days, and so we are currently at $62.84, which is like it's only like $40 from what I made on issue 3. It's right around there. 135 backers, 4 days to go. In this campaign, we are offering a trade paperback, a trade hardback of the first 3 issues. Mm-hmm. We have issue 4, of course, which will tell how the Tin Man got his original heart, because the Tin Man is a very tragic story of Nick Chopper. He was cursed. His axe was cursed, and he chopped off all of his limbs one by one. Wow. And they were replaced with tin by Q-Clip, the Tin Master of Oz, until all the parts were gone. But Q-Clip kept all these parts. And then the same thing happened to Captain Fighter, who was a guard in the army of Oz, which this is all in the books. His sword got enhanced or cursed, and he chopped off all of his limbs, and he was replaced with tin too. Now, the funny thing, both of them were engaged to the same girl, Nimmy Amy, and Mombi the Witch cursed both their weapons to do that because Mombi owned Nimmy Amy and didn't want to let her go.
Dark.
So she didn't like them being engaged to these 2 men. Mm-hmm. So she basically killed them, but their bodies were replaced with tin. So my Tin Man's got to go get his heart back. And if you've read any of the books, you know he already has his heart. So this one's going to tell how he got his heart back. And I'm scrolling on the wrong screen here. So it's going to open up the zombies because it's a zombie book. And you might recognize some of the zombies on this page. There's one with a fez.
That looks like Brian Rodman in the.
That's Brian Rodman, and this is Clyde over here.
Wow, that's brilliant. You guys are you guys are celebrities now. That's great.
This is Kuklip, the Tin Master, or Tin Smith of Oz. Got Dorothy there coming in on her new bicycle I designed. You got a little Toto back there.
That was awesome. When I saw that, I'm like, that's awesome. That needs to be in resin right there. That needs to be.
I drew that as a total separate poster. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to scale it down. I want that to be a panel.
Yep. You need to do that in a 3D resin. You got to.
I would love to be able to do that.
You need to. There's
more zombies. Yeah. So here's basically the art of the book. I mean, if you follow me, you know what kind of art style I have. It's it's not too cartoony. It's more traditional comic booky. It's I don't think I have a unique style. It's just comic booky. That's the way I feel about it.
And I think actually you're getting sharper though, boy. Compared to the first book to now, you can definitely see the enhancements. You did really well. You're doing very well. Your progression's really. So
I play around quite a bit.
It's good.
I draw it.
Really good
every day. So we have our regular cover, and we have some variant covers. I was keyed into a community that loves variant covers of this Spider-Man pose.
Yeah,
they just love stuff about that.
Is that all sold out yet? Is that one sold out?
The regular one, no. The Virgin, I think there's one or two left.
Okay.
Because I did you have your stretch goals where you give extra stuff to people if you meet them. But I also did an extra add-on because someone asked me, "Do you have that as a Virgin without all the trade dress on?" I was like, "Oh no, I could add it on though. I'll do that as when we hit 100 backers. I'll add it on." And people loved it. I mean, they jumped out there. I had people buying like 6 copies of it. I'm like,
right. That's
okay.
Yeah. That's great. I know it was a labor of love to do that one. That's a hard cover to copy.
It was so hard.
I mean, the web.
I'll make fun of McFarlane. I'll make fun of Liefeld because they're more cartoonists than comic book artists, really.
Right.
And
they're a little larger than life too. Yeah. That is a lot of work.
The webbing on this alone, was insane. And took forever. And then I don't do the not safe for work stuff.
Yeah.
Though I see a lot of campaigns that do, and they make a lot of money on it. So this is the closest to sexy as I got with my Dorothy.
Okay, fair enough.
Just looking cute.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sure, I could go that way. I don't know if people would like it or not. I don't know if my current backers, the people that do follow me, my audience would care for it if I started drawing.
There's a market for it.
But
I don't know.
Yeah. I love my backers. I mean, I've made friends with several of them since campaign 1, and I try to keep it what it is. I'm offering a metal cover this time for the first time ever, because I've seen people with metal covers, and I want to see one of my books in a metal cover.
Yeah, the tin. Yeah, I think you should do a Tin Man on a tin cover. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then the trade paperback, which will be the first 3 issues with some extra stuff added. And I'm going to put in a thank you to all the backers in there and list all the backers from all the campaigns. I mean, if I'm going to look through them, see if you've backed 1 campaign, 2, 3, 4. Sure. There's going to be levels. There's going to be like a gold brick level, a silver level, depending on, and put your name in there. I haven't told anyone that yet. I'm just
okay. Oh, you did now. Okay.
That's going to be a secret.
Yeah.
But and the trade hardback as well, which in the regular packaging, that comes with a sketch in it. I mean, I'm drawing inside the book on all those, and you can get it without the sketch as an add-on. This campaign, everything that's in the campaign, I also did as add-ons. So you could order your basic $15 pledge, I think it was, and add on whatever you wanted to it to customize your own. Because You've done a campaign. I mean, you
Yeah, I
add
know. Yep.
you add stuff to it. I mean, like my early birds went real quick, and no, I think one did just open back up, so it might be still out there. So you got the physical, the PDF,
Mm-hmm.
3 trading cards, 4 trading cards, series 3, because I didn't offer trading cards with the first book that came out. I didn't do that to the second book, so I've offered trading cards with every book since then. It comes with a sketch card, which I have to draw at least right now 43 sketch cards.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you talked about the fulfillment is ungodly. And what a better problem to have, but it's ungodly. Good morning, Joe. By the way, Joe D's
Hey,
in the
Joe.
house.
The buttons. I did the buttons last year with the logo, and
Yep.
I've actually gone back and created the buttons for.
I think I had. Yeah, and then that I've got one here,
hey.
and then I've got one up on the shelf too. I've been hiding it because Christine grabs these stickers and buttons from my campaigns.
I've got my backpack. I take to the office with me when I go to the office. It's covered in buttons.
Put it up on the top shelf because she's short, so she can't. Anyway.
But the buttons, last issue 3, I did a little 3, and Dark Side of the Moon was the title of that one. I thought that looked really cool on the button, so I did it with this one. And I've created the buttons for issues 1 and 2, but I haven't put them out there yet. And each one has a different color with the number.
Got it.
And this, the sticker there. Oh, that's actually the magnet. It is offered. There's a stretch goal as a sticker as well, but only in the early bird would you get the magnet of Dorothy on a bombshell. You know, the old classic nose art from World War II bombshell, which I thought was really cool. And this one, the catch-up, same thing, but you get the trade paperback. Executive catch-up, which was only offered day 1.
Yep.
Where for $50 you got everything plus the hardback with a sketch in it, and those went really quick.
Yeah, that's a great deal. It's a very good deal.
And then this I found very important to offer to people. It's a bare bones, no fluff. I mean, you don't get any of the extra stuff. I mean, because some people, they don't want it. They really don't. They don't want your trading cards. They don't want your stickers. They don't want your bookmarks. They just want a book. So I offer that, and that also does not include any stretch goals. You just get the book. That's all you get. And
are you including any?
Quite popular.
Are you shipping all over the world or no? Or just doing
I am still shipping all over the world with specific pledges. The hardback is not shipping all over the world, only continental U.S. The bust is only shipping continental U.S. So I did limit it to what was shipping out. I mean, if it's just regular comic books and stuff, I'd ship it out. But it might. I said this last time too, but it might be my last campaign. But I do have people that back overseas. I don't want to.
I sent my stuff out yesterday. One book cost $27 to go to the UK, and it was like it was just only one of them. So I'm like, ugh. But that's all right,
Well, I'll tell you, I just finally fulfilled issue 3 right before this launched to a New Zealand backer who had originally got, when it finally got to them, it was a package of seeds instead of my book.
Yeah, you said that. It's nuts, man.
And then I shipped it out again, and it just disappeared. So I shipped out another set.
You had insurance on it, right?
Yeah.
It's automatically certified mail, right? They have to sign for it when they get it, right? Okay.
It's just horrible. But that's the only issue I've ever had. I mean, I wondered how often that might happen with these fulfillment centers on international packaging, because they all show up there, they put new labels on them, ship them out. So someone in Canada who ordered some garden seeds got some comic books. Hopefully they backed issue 4.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. My standard cover, I mean, you can get in for $15 plus tax, plus shipping. If you want to upgrade to the trade paperback, if you missed out the first 3 issues, or if you want the trade paperback, it's $35. And then each one goes up from there. It includes different stuff. This is the only one that's pretty unique. It includes a bust. It'll be this bust right here. 3D printed. It's a 5-6 hour print. It'll be primed and all prepped for you to paint. Because it is hours painting these yourself. Though I might, if someone requested, I would paint it black and just do some bronze dry brushing on it,
Yeah,
which
right.
I did
Right.
for one, and it looked like a little bronze statue.
Yep.
After that, so and I would show that one, but I gave that to my daughter the last time she was up at the house.
I had so many of the Jim the Grim. I'm still painting them, and it's taking me forever. I mean, it's like it's great, but it's like the weathering and trying to clear coat them on a good weather day. It's yeah.
Oh
It's,
yeah, because you can't do that in the house.
I can't. And are you kidding me?
You
No.
can't even do it outside. It stinks so bad sometimes.
Yeah, right. So yeah. So yeah, I understand and I appreciate everybody being patient. But they're going to be awesome when they're done.
Using, Ted?
I'm using standard acrylics, but the clear coating I'm using a well, it's a Krylon, but it's a certain Krylon that has a little bit of a matte finish to it, but not too much, almost satin, but not quite. But the problem is it's got to be 50 degrees or warmer, and we're fluctuating between one day it's 58, the next day it's 38, and I don't have and it cures. It stinks when it's curing, so I have to be really. And I can't do it in the greenhouse, I can't put in the shit, on and on. So it's just more so it's just it's logistics. So
it's definitely
I need a spray booth. That's what I need, but we'll figure it out.
Hey, we'll build you a little man shed out there just to paint.
It's
a little heated man shed.
It's in the works. It's in the works. So.
But the bust level here, I was only offering 10 of these, and luckily I was going to print them all out. I only printed 2. I've only sold 1.
Okay, well that's good though. In a way.
So it's worked out so far. I mean, it's a cool little statue. If anyone's interested, I like it.
Yeah.
And I was going to offer maybe a Dorothy on the next campaign. So now I'm not sure. This one hasn't gone
Dorothy
too well.
on that bike, man. I know people.
So maybe I
won't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Then you can get all the variants. You get the executive catch-up was with the hardback, which. There was a day one exclusive, then this is the regular cost of it, $75. And why is it $75? It's a 120-page hardback with a drawing inside.
Sure.
I mean, $75 is basically what I charge for the drawing anyway.
It's still,
at a comic show, if I do a drawing inside, it's going to be $75. Now the all-in, which you can get this as an add-on, which what I'm most happy about is the beanie. Because I've been wearing Brian Rodman's beanie for Memoirs of an Angel.
By the way, he
sent a year now.
He sent me some koozies, by the way. So sorry, Brian. I'm about to show you them.
I went with the same distributor he used because I like it. This one fits me nicely, and
good. That's good.
I like those.
Good stuff.
And these were the original drawings, designs I did for these characters. Those went super quick.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because I had those around for a while because some of these characters were designed in 2016. Yeah. And I offered the main characters on the last campaign, Dorothy, Tin Man, Wizard, or not Wizard, Cowardly Lion, Scarecrow. Those went like that. So I still had the Witch and Ozma and the Wizard and Glinda. Those went real quick. And this one, I did do a traditional cover for one of the variants. I did draw it traditionally, and that went quick. These were, obviously it was the original art. There's only one of them available.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it went real quick.
Yeah, my original art always goes quick on those, and that's great. And I think that's that's the beauty of it, because you can get one off. That's awesome. I'm glad you put that on the page. That looks great.
It took me so long to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Did you how'd you model that? Was it in
Blender?
Yeah, it was Blender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blender, if anyone doesn't know, it's a free sculpting and animation software. You can animate in there too.
Yep,
and people use it to make gaming models for video games and stuff like that, and skins. There's a lot to it. It's deep. It's deep. I mean, you can watch a video on YouTube on tutorial on how to do stuff. That's 10 minutes long. It'd take you 3 days to figure out how to do it.
Easily,
even while you're watching the video, because you're pausing, trying to do it, pausing. Oh, that didn't work. There's so much to learn. Adding it's crazy. I need to take a course on it. That's what I need to do.
Understood.
Yeah. And there's all the add-on perks. I mean, you can add on a sketch card, which a lot of people have done. You can add on the trading cards from Series 1 and Series 2, and this I wasn't going to offer, but some people did ask, do you still have the original issues of available, because I was only going to go to trade paperback. I'm not going to print on these anymore, and I did still have some left, so I did offer those, and people bought them up. They were happy to get the first issues. Then stretch goals we have met, and I've already put those at the top already because I updated this last night. So at $2,000, we unlocked an extra trading card.
Mm-hmm.
At $2,500, we unlocked a foil trading card. I'd done metal cards in the past, metal trading cards, but then I was going through one of my suppliers where I get actually the one that I get the comics from, and they had a foil trading card available. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool, because I always loved those when I get foil trading cards. The poker chip, I'm going to do another one of those. A metal bookmark. The bombshell Dorothy is going to be a sticker for all the backers, but only the early birds still get the magnet. There's a Dorothy print, and I'm going to show that. Well, it's in one of my updates. I could, because after the Thursday show, I do a comic drawing show,
right?
And do that. So Thursday nights, I'm on the internet
awesome.
for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
I'm doing live streams for 6 hours, from Comic Book Spectrum to Drawn and Quartered. So we've been focusing and going to continue to focus on independent books, especially ones that are crowdfunding. And we're going to draw their characters, have them on, talk about their books, and try to promote their books. Well, we did Zombieful World of Oz a couple of weeks ago. And when Gabriel Giske did this one on the show, and I just loved it so much, I asked her if I could offer as a print.
Beautiful.
And I thought it was beautiful. You got the little scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion on there, and Dorothy. I just look gorgeous. I look at it all the time. I bring it up just to look at this because I think it's so gorgeous.
It is. It's dynamite.
Yeah, she did a great job on it. It's
dynamite.
amazing.
They should be real happy. Well, I mean, I'm glad it's a success. It's a great product. It's a great IP. I think you're going to be real happy with everything.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and definitely, all the artists did good when they did them. And if you back the trade paperback or hardback, you will get to see all the art from all the artists. I am including that in there. And it's not going to be a fan art section. A lot of people add fan art section. I mean, these guys are artists, and they're not fanatics for me. So it's not fan art. I'm going to put in there our Drawn and Quartered crew, and I'm going to put their artwork in there, how you can contact them for commissions. Because Gabby does commissions. And they all do commissions. They are some really good artists. Not all of them have comic books. Some of them have comic books they've been working on. Some have stuff that's been out. But they're all great. And, after all that is said and done, and I get everything out, I'm going right back into Kickstarter this fall, which will be my first time doing 2 Kickstarters in 1 year. And we will be offering, where is it? Zombieful Adventures 1914,
awesome.
Which will be in the same zombie verse, but it will be a different character. This is actually going to be Tom Sawyer, a 50-year-old Tom Sawyer, because that's how old he would be in 1914, and that's where Zombieful World of Oz is set in, is 1914. But he is going to be a U.S. Marshal. I won't say a whole lot about it, but there will be zombies. There will be a train.
Already there. I'm already there.
I can't. I've already done some research, and I got all kinds of a folder full of research, because this is going to take place mostly on a train. I had to look to see if St. Louis Union Station was built in 1914. It was built a couple decades before that, so I can use that. I had to look up trains from that era. I mean, sure. I've got a reference folder out of this world.
That's great, though, man. And that's really why I like you as a creator, because you do the legwork. You're creating, you're doing it, you do the research, and story is so important to you, just like it is for me. And I really look for those stories that look at life a little bit. They just tweak it a little bit. You know what I mean? It could have happened. I love that.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one. I do like westerns. I like steampunk, and it's a little combination of both. And
locomotives, man, that's great. And
engines, that's the only thing. Great. I hate drawing horses.
Well,
and since Tom Sawyer, he's a 50-year-old U.S. Marshal. He's a little older, so he's not too keen on all the technology. So he prefers his horse. So when he's got to go get aboard this train, he's got to chase it down with his horse. So I got to draw horses, and I hate drawing horses. But yeah, it's my own fault.
And what year does that take place? 1914?
1914.
Harley Davidson didn't have a bike out yet, did they?
I don't think so, but Indian might have.
Indian might have. Interesting. Just throwing it out there. You're welcome. Okay. That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this to all of our attention. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun too. I'm looking forward to that. And when is that going to launch? October, August?
October at the latest.
Okay.
Once it gets into, I won't launch in November. November, December, January. I will not launch those months at all.
I mean, it'd be one thing if it's a Halloween thing. I mean, because that's for Grimm. That's what I kind of, that's a thing. But after that, no. I agree.
Too close to the holidays, and it just
yeah.
I'm hoping August. It's going to be shorter. I mean, all the Zombieful issues 2, 3, and 4 have all been 40 pages. This one I'm going to cut it down to probably about 28 or so, right around there. More of a typical size comic book.
That's good.
That way I can lower the cost on it as well. So
that's great. Well, and that's you're always. I know that you're always looking out for everybody that's investing, so that's good. But you're a creator that I look up to, because I think there's a lot of things that you are doing that I think are very impressive. I mean, you've got a great idea with the story. You've done your backgrounds and everything on it to make sure it's right, and you're not stepping on anybody's toes copyright wise or anything like that. And that's important.
I've brought in some original characters. I've created myself. There's more in this issue. Issue 4 will have a couple more. Issue 3, you get to see Dorothy's parents briefly. Mm-hmm. Issue 2, actually, issue 1, if you bought the art or studio edition, which I think I sent you one. It was the one that just had a giant. There was one page in that book that was not included in all the other books.
Yep.
And that had original character in there as well, who's appeared since then in the other books. But yeah, I'm trying to put my spin on it, be faithful to Baum, and add new characters that would have fit into that universe.
It's awesome. Well, and I think you're achieving it. You're doing it. I think that, like I said, I think it'd be a great IP for them to pick up somebody, not just as an investor, but also to look at making something out of it, because I think it's a very sound property.
It would be cool. I'd love to see a cartoon or a movie or a TV series.
Absolutely. And it's completely achievable.
Or have Netflix cash raining down upon me.
Stranger things have happened, man. So that's a beautiful thing. You just keep on that road, because
Stranger Things. I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, man, for taking some time out of your day. I know how busy you are working.
Oh, I was happy to, man. I had such a good time being on here last year with you, and we talking Star Wars.
Yep.
Because I can look at your back shelf back there. I see we have so much in common.
We do.
So I had a good time. So I wanted to hang out with you again this year.
You're always welcome here. You know that. You're always welcome. Thank you again. Thank everybody else for stopping in too. Make sure that, could you do me a favor? Could you put the link to the Kickstarter into the chat? I was going to ask you to do that too.
Of course I can.
Or private chat, and then I'll send it over. While we're doing that, I'm going to go over if I can take some time out of the. Well, actually, where else can everybody else see you and meet you? And are you going to any shows
obviously,
coming up?
Thursday nights you can find me on Comic Book Spectrum. Every week we do comic reviews with some amazing other creators and Brian K. Morris. But it's on Brian K. Morris's channel. Brian and I have been friends for a few years now, ever since we met up creating comics together. Then after that, you can find me on Drawing Quartered. Right now, it's on Chester Busby's channel, but we might be changing that because we want to kind of focus. We might even rename the show. We're going through some things right now, so it's focused completely on indie comics and people know it's focused. So we might be changing some stuff there.
Understood.
But otherwise, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. ES_Hawkins, E Hawkins 1971, or just look up my name or Stone Door Studios or Zombieful World of Oz, and you will find me. Just Google that, and you will find me right away.
Awesome. All right, that's good. Everybody heard it here first. Air, is that an air raid?
Oh, it's the first
Tuesday
Tuesday of the month. It is.
I thought that happened on Saturdays.
All right. Here it's the first Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock.
We're being invaded. All right, okay. Speaking of being invaded,
I will.
I do have we've got a lot going on this you're muted. Oh, you muted. Okay. We have a lot going on this week, and I'm going to keep you on here because I want you to see the promo and everything else. So this week tomorrow, let me tell you what's happening tomorrow. So John Celestri and I have a big announcement. If you guys haven't seen it on Facebook yet, on YouTube, we're going to be actually premiering our new show tomorrow, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. You guys will get the intro tomorrow. But I thought I would take a minute, and I'm going to show you the promo. So here we go.
How do you fill in this blank page? Join your hosts, Ted and John, in the quest to create conflicts, characters, storylines, all that is needed to feed the beast.
Yeah, so feed the beast. You guys will be able to watch the intro tomorrow, a breakdown of what we're doing, what we're trying to do here.
It looks cool. Looks really good.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. John's really just a great creator, as you guys all know. And since it is May the 4th, who else who I'm gonna start a podcast with on May the 4th? The guy that started the whole Boba Fett animation thing. So, and yeah, John's just a fantastic creator, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy what we're going to be trying to do and trying to teach. So I think it's going to be some really good stuff. This week also, Comics Unlimited podcast with Glenn. We're going to be talking about Neil Adams since he passed away this last weekend. We wanted to kind of honor his artwork, talk a little bit about some of the stories that, I mean, there's a wide variety of things about him. Not everybody liked him. Some people liked him. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I know that his Batman was forever, the one that really got me hooked. The colors, the way that he did it. So, and that's what I look at it from the art. Sometimes you need to separate the artist from the art. And maybe that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday. So Drinking with the Davies is also going to be part of, we're going to be doing a comic themed drink this week. It's called the Hammered Hulk. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. If you're a fan of the Hulk, you want to check out Drinking with the Davies.
Is it going to be a drink?
What's that?
Is it going to be green?
Yeah, of course. Not gray. No. It'll be, again, Chris has got this worked out. So, but you guys can check that out on Friday at 7 p.m. So yeah, I got a lot going on this week. So, and like I said, I've got, I'm finishing up, weather permitting. I should have everything clear coated on those figures for Grimm, Jim the Grimm, and we should have those out. If I don't have them out by Friday, I'll have them out by Monday. So you guys will be all set, numbered, and ready to go. So thanks again for being patient. I believe everything has been sent out for the fulfillment. So we should be good there. If you haven't received it, I've got tracking numbers. Feel free to get a hold of me, but there's a lot of things I'm doing right now. So, and if you need help, if you want me to track it, I will. Not a problem. Thanks for sitting through that, Eric. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We got a lot to do. Got a lot to create. So I will talk to you soon, man. Don't work too hard, and stick around. I'll talk to you after the show.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon. Thanks.